Hello everyone, welcome to Smart Desk. Today we will learn about the chapter Synthetic Fibers and Plastics, that is chapter 3 of Science Class 8 CBSE. Okay, so now we will first learn about what are synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers are fibers or materials that come from artificial manufacturing, that is, it is man-made, means we prepare it from different chemicals, different materials, okay, in the factories. Synthetic materials, we do not obtain them directly from the plants or animals. Rather, we use some plant or animal products and we add some chemicals in proportions. So, we mix them and we prepare a material that is known as synthetic material. And that synthetic material is used for manufacturing synthetic fibers. Example, you can say nylon or rayon. Like there are many more we'll learn in this chapter. Okay. So first you need to clear the concept about what are synthetic fibers. Now, synthetic fibers are made of polymers. What are polymers? Like a polymer is a single unit. Okay, suppose if I take the example of a chain, okay, an iron chain. So each unit can be called a polymer. Okay, it is made of carbon and other elements of nature. So that is a polymer, a unit of a chain. So we combine every unit of chain together to form a long chain. So that is actually the fiber we get, the long processed one, not each and every individual part. As you see in the example it is given, like there is a necklace, you can say, that is made up of beads. So each bead is a unit, is a polymer, and the whole polymer arranged in a particular manner, it forms a necklace. Okay, so the first synthetic fiber that comes to us is rayon. What is rayon? Now it is also called artificial silk. Means silk being costly, so maximum people cannot afford it. So to make sure that we use a silk like material, what we have produced? We have produced rayon. Now it is made from chemical treatment of wood pulp. Okay, so from the chemical treatment of wood pulp, it is prepared. So it is also called artificial silk. Now it can be also used, okay, to be dyed in a wide variety of colors. Okay, it is available in the form of variety of colors. Okay, now rayon is also mixed with cotton to make bed sheets or carpets. Okay, so you need to make it clear. The next thing that comes to us is nylon. So nylon is another synthetic fiber. It is obtained from coal, water and air, and it was the first fully synthetic fiber made by the human. Okay, nylon fiber is very strong. Okay, it is very strong. It has also some elastic nature and it is lightweight. Okay, if you see any nylon product like a socks or like curtain, you can see it is also very lustrous. Okay, and it's easy to wash. Okay, many things like socks, ropes, tents, toothbrushes, okay, seat belts, sleeping bags, these are formed prepared from nylon. So you can also see the rock climbers use some special type of ropes. Okay, so these type of ropes are made of nylon because it is very strong. It is, you can say, a strong like that of a steel wire. The next is polyester and acrylic. So polyester and acrylic is similarly another type of synthetic fiber. Okay, now the advantage of polyester is that it doesn't get wrinkled easily. Okay, it doesn't get crumbled so easily. It remains crisp and it's very easy to wash. Okay, it's like a very suitable material for making dresses. Okay, you can say a terylene is a beautiful example of a polyester. There is also synthetic material called PET. Okay, so PET is nothing but a form of plastic. Okay, it's a form of polyester. It can be used for making bottles, utensils, okay, wires, etc. Now there is another synthetic fiber called as acrylic. Okay, maybe some of us are wearing sweaters and blankets not made of fully wool. So in replacement of wool, we use acrylic. Okay, so we will come to advantages of synthetic fibers. That is, they are usually very durable, affordable. Okay, like they are cheap and easy to wash and having a lots of good features. But at the same time, synthetic fibers are also having some disadvantages. Like if you're working in the kitchen and you're wearing a synthetic fiber, say uh, nylon. Okay, so in that case, if the nylon catches fire, it will stick to your body and it will really harm the person wearing that cloth. Okay, so you need to be very careful when you wear nylon and you're working in the kitchen or maybe a laboratory. So you need to be very cautious. Okay, now we'll learn about some characteristics of synthetic fibers. Now, synthetic fibers, as I've told, they possesses unique characteristics like they are strong enough than the natural fibers. You can say they are less expensive, they're durable, and they're readily available. Easy to maintain, yeah, definitely, and you can say like easy to wash. Now, coming to the plastics, plastic is also a polymer. Okay, it is also like a synthetic fiber. The plastic is made by different arrangements of units of carbons, hydrogen, and etc. Okay, so here in the book we see there are two types of arrangements given to us. The first is linear, and the second one is cross-linked arrangements. Now there are many more type of arrangements, so we will learn it later in maybe some higher classes. So you need to learn about like these are the arrangements of polymer. Different arrangements of polymer give us different grades of plastics. As I've told you, like PET, okay, so that is a form of plastic. It can be recycled, reused, okay, colored, melted, rolled into sheets, wires like that we use in bottles, chairs, okay, etc. So a plastic has another disadvantage, like it gets easily deformed on heating. Like if it gets a little bit of heat, it gets deformed. You might have seen, or you may do an experiment, like you can put a plastic near the flame of a candle. You can easily see how the plastic gets deformed, how it gets melted. But not all plastics are that much easy to be melted. Okay, there are two types of plastics. One is thermoplastics and another is thermosetting plastics. Thermoplastics like polythene and PVC, okay, now they can be melted. Okay, they can be melted in heat. But thermosetting plastics, they can't be melted like you can say more than once. Once they are formed, they cannot be melted again. The examples are melamine, you can say, bakelite, you can say. You can see easily the handle of a pressure cooker. Okay, that is. So as you've seen the handle of pressure cooker, you can also see for making floor tiles. Okay, it can resist fire also because once it's molded, so it can't be softened by heated again. So these are the advantages of thermosetting plastics. Now plastics are really a good alternative in nowadays, we can say, because some features we'll learn here. That is, plastic is non-reactive. Yes, it is very stable in nature. It does not react with, like in case of food container, if you keep some food, oily food, some spicy food, the container doesn't get that much affected. Okay, we can wash it and use it again. So it is non-reactive in nature. And also plastic is very lightweight, it is strong enough and more durable. Also the insulators that are used in wires are made of plastics because plastics are very poor conductors. Okay, so they are used, you can say, the handles of screwdrivers, pliers, electrical wire insulating, etc. Okay, now in the page you will see there are some types of wastes given and the time to degenerate or to decompose, okay, and the type of material. Now to learn this, we need to first understand, okay, the basic concept of biodegradable and non-biodegradable wastes. The waste which can be decomposed through natural processes like the action of bacteria are known as biodegradable material. Like you can say kitchen waste, including vegetable peels, okay, some food wastes, so that are biodegradable. It can be decomposed by the bacteria. But in case of plastic, it is non-biodegradable waste, that is, it can't be decomposed by natural processes. So hence, in the table we classify some wastes and the time to decompose or to degenerate. First is peels of vegetables, fruits. It takes 1 to 2 weeks to decompose and it is biodegradable in nature. So similarly, you can find a lot of waste given to you. You can just learn it. Now, as I've told you that plastics have a good advantages, but it also has some disadvantages. Like if you wear a synthetic material and you're working in the kitchen, if it catches fire, it will stick to your body and it will harm you very badly. Also, plastics do not burn completely. Okay, they remain in the atmosphere and it releases a lot of poisonous fumes into the atmosphere, which causes air pollution. Okay, and from here you just learned that plastics take a lot of time to decompose in the nature, or you can say it doesn't get decomposed very easily in the nature. It takes years after years to get decomposed, or you can say it like it doesn't get decomposed. It is, the extent is so much. So it is always better to not use plastics everywhere. Wherever possible, we should minimize the use of plastics, and we follow the 3 R's, that is reduce, reuse and recycle, and it has been modified to another R, that is recover. Okay, so reduce means we can reduce the use of plastics so that we do not produce a lot of waste in the nature. Reuse means we can reuse some plastic products, like we can use the broken or damaged bottles for as a pots for plants to grow. And recycle means we can just differentiate the waste like biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. We can separate them. There are separate dustbins for them, and the authority does their work and they recycle the material. So that is all about this chapter. Hope you learned it very well. You need to go through the chapter once you have listened this lecture fully. So hope you liked the video. So share it with your friends and make others also to learn. So thanks for watching. Meet you in the next video.